You might think advertising on Amazon is simply toggling a few buttons, getting your product to show up on top of the search result page for the main keywords, and that's it. But in reality, strategies are what get you to spend little money on ads and generate a lot of sales. If that's exactly what you want, in this technical video, we're going to be discussing about bidding strategies when launching ads on Amazon. Hi, I'm Crystal from the Amazon Sellers Society, and I'm an Amazon ads educator focused on Amazon in the Middle East. This video is in collaboration with Amazon Ads, so let's get started. There's a lot of things to discuss in terms of ads, but I wanted to make this video very basic with a lot of interesting information that you can apply right now. That's why I want to talk about immediately all the bidding strategies. No matter what type of ad you create, whether it's a manual, auto, any type of different campaign that you create, bidding is something, or the bidding strategy rather, is something that you have to choose. So there are three different bidding strategies. We've got the fixed bid, and then in the dynamic bids, we've got the down only and up and down. What is the difference? In this video, we're going to be talking about what each bid is, key considerations, when to use the particular bidding strategy and when not to use it. And let's jump in immediately and let's get started with the easiest one for me to explain, and that's fixed bids. And it's exactly as the naming of it goes. It is a fixed bid, which means it's not dynamic, which means Amazon will not be making any changes algorithmically to the bid. It is what it is, and you decide what the bid is. Now, it does not mean that your CPC, your cost per click, is going to be actually what you have bidded on. However, it's going to be very close. Now, let me give you this example that you can see on screen of the different buyers that might be selecting products or searching for products based on certain keywords. So when you select fixed bids, no matter what the conversion of that or the potential conversion of that customer, your ad will show up. Hence why fixed bids is the most aggressive type of advertising strategy or bidding strategy. Let's jump into number one, the benefits. This is a great strategy when you want to gain impressions, if you're newly launched on Amazon and you want to hit the ground running, meaning you want everyone to discover your product no matter what Amazon deems is their conversion potential. So when should you use it? Well, if you are a new brand on Amazon and, like I said, you want to get as much impressions as possible on your product and your brand, this is the strategy for you. Second, if not necessarily you're launching new ads, if you know you've got particular keywords that you are converting very well on, you can also utilize fixed bids so that you can force Amazon to showcase the product or to show the product no matter what the algorithm deems is the conversion of the customer. A key consideration, yes, you will be paying higher than if you select the dynamic bids, because the bid will not be reduced or increased based on any of Amazon's algorithmic formulas. And if you do decide to utilize fixed bids, you need to keep a very, very close eye on your ads just to ensure the performance of the ad campaigns and to ensure that you have your spend under control. When not to use fixed bids, number one, if you have a certain target for your ACoS and you want to be under it. And number two, if you have a strict budget and you just simply don't want to overspend. Let's jump into bidding strategy number two, and we're going to be talking about the dynamic bids strategies, dynamic bids down only. Again, the naming is quite simple. It just basically means that it's dynamic, but it goes down only. Going back to the examples, Amazon will only show the ad to customers that have a potential of having a somewhat of a conversion. So this is a great way, this is a great dynamic strategy if you want your ads to be efficient, if you want to prioritize profitability and sales. So when should you use this strategy? Well, number one, generally, you can use it at any time. Number two, when you have a strict budget. And number three, when you want to control your ACoS, specifically if you have campaigns that are running and that are, that have high ACoS, make sure that you switch to this bidding strategy if you're not doing it already. Key considerations. Amazon's algorithm does sometimes decide not to show your ad under certain keywords if it deems that the customer that is actually searching for this keyword might not potentially purchase your product. So it means you might be losing some impressions and you might be losing potentially some sales. So it's important to take that into consideration. If you want your product to show up no matter what customer searches for it, no matter what their intention, then it's best to switch to fixed bids. When not to use this strategy, number one, if you do want to show your product to as many customers as possible, maybe during the launch process, you shouldn't be using this strategy. And number two, if your intention is to collect data, but you're not getting enough data through this strategy, this wouldn't be the right strategy for you. Now, before I continue to dynamic bids up and down, consider subscribing to the channel if this is the type of information that you want in order to succeed. Of course, we talk about everything related to Amazon on the channel. And by the way, you will find a downloadable PDF about everything that I'm talking about in this video, linked in the description box of this video. You can download it for free. So subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Click the thumbs up button. Leave me a comment or a question down below, and make sure to download the free PDF, which contains all of the technical information that is found in this video. Now let's move on to the last bidding strategy, dynamic bids up and down. Again, very easy to understand. You are allowing the Amazon algorithm to either increase or decrease the bid based on certain metrics that Amazon looks at. For example, if your initial bid is 1 dirham, Amazon might increase it 100%, all the way up to 2 dirhams if it deems that the customer might be willing to purchase the product. What are the benefits? If you want to grow your sales, this is a great dynamic bidding strategy. It's a little bit less aggressive than fixed bids because it does allow up but also down. When to use it? On campaigns that are mature and campaigns that you are monitoring and managing all the time, specifically if it's an auto campaign, you are doing negation. That would be a good campaign for you to switch to dynamic bids up and down. You can also use it on your initial auto campaigns when you first launch your product, so that you can get that initial traction and you can get those initial few impressions, data, as well as sales. Some key considerations. This is also somewhat of a strategy where you might be spending a little bit more money than what you have as a budget. So I personally normally don't suggest to use it. I rather like the down only. However, when launching an ad, specifically an auto campaign, specifically if you are a new seller, utilizing the up and down can be really good because it'll help you really get that data in and try to get as many impressions on the product as possible. And then after a couple of weeks, you can switch to down only. When should you not use it? Again, if you don't have a very big budget, and if you are very new to advertising on Amazon, this might be a strategy that will get you to spend more money than you would want otherwise. Advertising videos are my favorite types of videos because they focus a lot on strategy. I do understand they are a little bit difficult for sellers to understand, but this is the bread and butter of what makes you succeed on Amazon. Make sure to rewatch the video or download the free PDF to get more information. And I'll see you, as always, in a new video with more information. Bye.